Hello everyone, Michelle Lim here. I'm very excited for this video. It's in daylight. I know that you guys are like, do more daylight videos. Well, I'm trying. And I'm also very disappointed that nobody complained that I didn't upload a video last Tuesday. What sort of fans are you? I didn't get a barrage of emails being like, where's the video? I was actually away. I was in Vegas. I was a little bit sick. And I'm going to Hawaii tomorrow, which will be fun. So I'm trying to make a couple of videos today so I can upload them for you for the next couple of weeks. I had a really good couple of weeks with comedy. I did like 4 gigs. Yesterday I was invited to do a gig at Cobb's Comedy, which is like a big comedy club in SF, which is really exciting. And when I first got to SF, I really wanted to perform there. And they had like an open mic night, but I didn't get picked for it. So I was kind of disappointed, but I was really excited that I was able to go on as like an actual performer yesterday. So I didn't have to wait with all those plebs in the open mic in the open mic crowd. It was really fun. It was a lot of fun. I did that gig. I did a couple of other gigs. I put my new gig up, so let me know if you liked it or not. And yeah, I've got a couple of ideas for you. So first of all, sorry, I need to do a shout out to my new subscribers. So I've got Bob, who apparently is not a new subscriber. I'm sorry, Bob. I must have missed you, or you must have subscribed before I had started doing my shout outs. We've got Bob, Slumbanger, which I'm pretty sure I already said hi to, but I'm gonna do that one anyway. Eddie Watson, Prentice, Rob Schneider, the Rob Schneider, Bruce Gigolo, male Gigolo. Is that his name? Bruce Gigolo, male Gigolo. Anyway, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Obviously needs the hints, so thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. A janitor and a life coach, Eddie Lower, Victor, who is one of my friends from comedy, and he runs an awesome comedy production called Manly Men, CP, and Jim Knudsen as well. So thank you so much for subscribing. I'm excited to have you guys all here. So today I wanted to talk about how to segue into different jokes. So this is something that one of the subscribers, Moale, has reached out and asked me. And I really, really love when you guys ask me questions because then I have content, because sometimes it's hard for me to think of things to talk about. So, and then I just get like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to make a video. So if you have any questions, please let me know and then I can make videos about them. So today we're going to talk about segueing. And I've actually seen a lot of comedy recently where people don't really segue, and I don't feel like they have a structured flow to their jokes, which is fine because sometimes like everyone's got a different style. So my style is very storyline oriented, and it seems like I'm just telling the story that has jokes in it. But some people, they just kind of throw out random ideas, and it's not like a story. It's just fragmented. And you can do that too. I guess it just doesn't really, it depends on your personal preference. I personally like it when you have a bit more of a story flow, because then I feel like it seems more natural. And it doesn't seem like the audience will know like when the joke's coming, as opposed to like just throwing out like random thoughts, because then every thought has to be like a funny piece, right? But if you have like a storyline, hopefully all your jokes will be funny anyway, but the audience is not expecting it as much, so it's more enjoyable, I think, for them to listen to that. So when you segue into different jokes, basically what I try to do is, if you've seen the set that I put up last week, the Bayo Bob one, I have different themes. So I talk about like Valentine's Day, and then in my Valentine's Day bit, it's all about relationships. So I do all my relationship bits in that theme. And then I talk about starting in America. So the first thing is like, I go like, I've just come to America, and I have all my jokes grouped around being in America. So I do my Florida joke, and then I have a new joke about how I lose all my friends because nobody knows how long a meter is here. So that's to do with like landing in America as well. And then after that, I segue into like a weatherman joke, talking about how people can't spell my name properly. And then the next joke is the optometrist joke. So those two are like separate. And I don't really have a really good segue, and you don't have to have like a really long segue either. It's not like you have to be like, oh, I'm talking about the weatherman and Angus wears glasses. Speaking of glasses, I went to the optometrist the other day. Like, you don't always have to do it like that. And I think the important thing to do with segueing is like you have to group your jokes together in a particular theme, but you don't want to be too lengthy when it comes to doing the segue, because the audience they're not familiar with your content, so they're not going to be trying to poke holes in what you're saying. Remember how I did that video about over analyzing? So for the audience, this is fresh for them. They're not really gonna be following along that closely and being like, well, you don't have proper segues, so it doesn't make, your jokes don't make sense. I think the important thing is to make sure that you get to the punchline as quickly as possible. So whether that just be changing topics completely or trying to find like a small segue, if your jokes are connected by like a common theme, and that's cool. But if not, then just like move on to your actual joke, because otherwise the segues take too long and then the audience is going to get bored, and you need to like keep your JPM, your jokes per minute up. So don't worry too much about segueing if it's not natural to do. And just make sure that it sounds natural, because otherwise every segue is going to be like, talking about this and then speaking of that, and while we're on the topic of this, and it doesn't sound like natural. Like when you're talking to your friends, you don't always have to have really smooth segues, and you want the audience to see you as a friend figure and someone who's just really casual but cool and like has all these funny stories. So I hope that helps with the segueing. Stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be about how to be a good MC. All right, that's all I have time for. Thanks. Bye.